also got the driver. It won't be a
Bounce off the hut.
bounce off the hut. He's asking it. Got to be way left. Oh my goodness. And that's why it's such a dangerous shot to attack. I think the first couple of days we only saw Bo Van Pelt had a go.
Well, right now Nicolas Colsaerts is just leaning on his driver, waiting to see where his nearest point is. It's a red hazard, so you have the option of taking the point that last cross the hazard and going to either side of the hazard as long as it's not closer to the hole, essentially equidistant. Red lateral hazards, you have a couple of extra options as opposed to a yellow direct hazard. If he drops it pin high left, he's going to have to drop it from the hazard, and then there's going to be a building. Then he's going to drop it away from the building on a cart path.
Unfortunately, that would be the extra point that you could go there.
Okay, so you gotta go through that routine. So do we have to go at the back, or I mean, it's obvious two club lengths are going to be in the thing.
It's going to be either side. We've got two club lengths, and then we'll have to find the nearest point of relief.
Which is going to be first where?
It's not an easy week for the tournament referees as well. As former tour player Mark Litton is the referee with this match, but it's an unusual golf course in a lot of ways. And
I think you should put him in the loo, open the window and make him play out of there.
That's a bit harsh, Tony.
Brian,
I think they locked you in. That door's pretty heavy. You wouldn't get out.
So you want to go in there?
See Brian is
Come on, man. I mean, there's fucking TVs and everything.
He did make a comment that he's hit it in the, essentially in the loo off the tee.
Well, we reckon
it's going to be fucking CNN all over it.
we reckon it went over here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's
right
a
Mark Litton, the European Tour
No, we've got to
referee
go
for
through
this
the
match.
process, I'm afraid.
I'm going to have to hide in the corners. Can't do that.
Somebody shut the
So as I
door.
was saying before, this initial drop is out of the hazard, which is a one-stroke
You're going to have to
penalty.
do it.
And then he's going to have
What does it look like, man? Come on.
to take 2 club lengths from the hazard. He's going to be dropping it in the loo.
Really?
Shut up, man. Shut the toilet, by the way.
This is an absolute
Go get
first
privacy,
on the
please. Come
European
on.
Tour, taking a drop in the
If
jets.
this finishes in
This is
there,
brilliant.
that'd be the cherry on top, man.
but, I think Nicholas is looking a bit flushed about this, to be honest.
No,
You can do that.
no.
You wanna-
Drop it straight in there.
So whatever's
I
convenient.
can use another one afterwards, can I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
If it's not easily
Can I drop it in
retrievable.
the sink? Can I drop it in the sink?
Oh, this is just too good, isn't it? You just know that these pictures are going to keep popping up.
Right, it's gone nearer. It's gone nearer. We have to do it again.
Oh, come on!
It's gone nearer. He's gone under the basin instead of the toilet. This is a classic.
Oh, this is just fantastic. You see, we used to say there's nothing new in golf, but this is definitely a
Let's
first.
just place it. Right, now we have to obtain our nearest point of relief.
And the great disappointment is that he doesn't actually have to play it from there. That I would love to see. He gets relief, but that was
Put on the flat down there, bro.
absolutely wonderful.
What is interesting, and for those of you out there that most people don't really understand the rules, it's obvious he's going to keep coming to his right as he looks at the hole and eventually drop it on some green ground. But he's going to have to take relief from the loo, and then he's going to drop on the cart path that's going to go near the hole, and then he's going to drop from the cart path, which is essentially could be over to the right in the bush.
So now we have to
But you
find.
have to take each individual drop. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to end up over here, so I'm going to go here. That's not the way the rules work.
Here we go.
So effectively,
I'm not
it's
sure
taken some
if this is the
time.
nearest point, to be honest with you. He's crossed a long way that he could have dropped
Right here?
Yep.
in a bit more behind him. I have to question the referee here.
Oh dear, what can the matter be? Nicolas Colsaerts locked in the lavatory.
There's a bit just behind where referee's standing. It's green in between where the cart paths come down into a V. It is actually a closer position with the relief away from the cart path. I don't think they've noticed that.
Definitely brings a whole new meaning to taking relief.
Clean that ball.
Alright.
Okay, he's on a severe slope right here, so it's going to most likely bounce closer to the hole. He'll do that twice, and then he'll place it into a nice little lie, and he'll be hitting his third shot.
Nicolas taking his 2 drops, obviously both went forward. Place it where it hit the ground second time.
He's got a pretty good lie here, ball well above his feet. He's probably a good 10 feet above the level of the green. He's pitching all downhill. The green is fairly level once he reaches it. If he lands it short, it's a big downslope and it'll kick forward though.
Good shot.
Big wide swing, shallow angle of attack.
Is it still to this day the weirdest ruling you've ever had to give to anyone?
Oh God, yes.
How many years have you been doing this?
17 years.
This is still the weirdest one.
The weirdest and the funniest, without a question.
But I remember walking off the tee box, and we had a chat about where the ball flew, and to me it was quite clear that it flew over the left-hand side of the hut.
Yeah, because I just commented on the fact that I said all we could see, because of the way the golf course was, all we could see was the roof.
Correct.
And I just happened to say to you, Kevin Feeney was repping, and it had confirmation that it'd gone into the lateral water hazard, as it was called in those days. And I just commented, what do you reckon, the middle of that roof over there? And you rightly said, no, I think it was probably nearer the left-hand side.
Not knowing what was going to fall.
Yes, knowing what was there. So of course when we got there, I went round the back of it, as you could see there, and the red line was behind the building. And of course the green was to our right, because you hit it kind of hit high.
No, but what's incredible is that more. Yeah, without nowhere to go on the line back. But what's incredible is that the 2 club lids just happen to be exactly inside that square meter where you go relieve yourself.
Into the toilet. So we had no choice. We literally had to. You couldn't drop it the other side of it because the line was right up against the wall. So the only choice you had was the 2 club lengths into the toilet.
That's at that point where you realize, like, there's cameras everywhere, like, what is this going to look like? Because you still have to focus on, okay, let's go through the process, let's do this correctly. And all I'm thinking about is, what is that ball going to sound like when I'm gonna drop? Because back in the day, it's shoulder high.
Yeah, it was. Yes,
so the bounce was going to be a lot bigger off the tile or the porcelain.
And I knew at some point you were joining in because you said to me, what happens if it bounces up and goes into the toilets? And
I'm not going to go and retrieve it.
Exactly. I suggested that you shut the lid, and you went no. And I said, equally, I'm not going to make you put your hand in there and get it out.
Yeah, use a new ball.
So I was going to let you change the ball to drop it the second time. Because it was always going to go slightly, if it went that way, it was going to go nearer the hole, which it consequently did. So we had to do a second drop. And I thought the commentary at the time was very funny when I saw it afterwards.
So taking the drop in the gents, and then there was a pass also. So it was like, so it went from taking the drop from the penalty area, the water hazard,
yes,
which happened to stay into the toilet. Then
you
having
got,
to take
then
relief
you got,
from
then
the
you
building.
got free relief.
Another relief later. And then the pass, and then I remember dropping in some sort of.
Well, you dropped it on the side. Yeah, it was on the side of the next tee.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I can remember Graeme McDowell was standing waiting all the time at the edge of the green.
It took a while.
He was there for one. You're now dropping under penalty because you dropped it out of the lateral water.
Yeah, he did it on the green. Made a long putt for 4.
And he missed a short one to win, and you halved the hole.
That's right, we halved the hole.
I just thought you couldn't. The whole thing. You couldn't abort it, could you? Oh, it's just amazing.
Anyway, some of the things you see in 17 years on the golf course.
That's still without doubt the best and the funniest. Yeah, it was good. It was good fun, and it would have to be you as well because you made the most of it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I knew I was going to get you into trouble.
To watch another DP World Tour video, click here, and to subscribe, click here.